So, yeah, what's going on with y'all? Alright, so back with no further delay. Y'all want to hear about 8th house people. So, here we go. We're going to talk about 8th house people. So, let me see how I set this off. 8th house people, yo, they're down, yo, they'll win a bar fight. Like, they'll get in a bar fight. And I don't know why I'm even beginning with that, but I just want to let you know how intense it could be dealing with these types of individuals. Like, they'll get down with you, you know what I'm saying? Not saying that they're all violent and stuff like that, but my point is they can get wild, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like that. And a lot of, like, somewhere over the rainbow, there's somebody calling an 8th house person a hoe, male or female. They're a hoe for reasons that they may not know at all. They may be suspicious of, they may be suspecting of, or maybe they know one thing about this person in a sexual manner, and then what happens is they start spreading the word that this person is a hoe. A lot of the times, um, it's just based upon sex. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like what you are, you attract with not only with these people, but with these people for sure. You know what I'm saying? So if your house is about sex and your house is about secrets and your house is about things of that nature, people respond to you. And this is not all people, but people tend to respond to you in that type of way. Like, yo, this person's like this person's like that. And with 8th house people, it's like a lot of the times they don't really know. They either hear word of mouth or, you know what I'm saying? And the reason being is because 8th house people are secretive motherfuckers. Like, that's just how it goes. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, let me just get the rough stuff out first, right? Now, there's a flip side to that too. Like, just because these people are 8th house people and you automatically think about Scorpio and stuff like that, it's understandable for you to think that these people are like sex demons and things of that nature. However, like I said, there's a flip side of the coin. Sometimes they really don't be hoeing like that. Sometimes it's really just some like, yo, they know. All right, so put it this way. This is kind of like why I started off with the whole bar fight thing. And it's because these people, they're not afraid of you. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not afraid of you. They're afraid of themselves. They do have fear though. They're afraid of themselves. Especially got like Moon in the nah, let me not even say Moon. I would say more along the lines of Sun in the 8th house. Moon could get like that, you know what I mean? But at the same time, it would depend on what other aspects that they have in their natal chart because the moon moves so quickly. Um, so you could find some 8th house moons that are sweethearts, is pretty much what I'm saying. But like I was saying, right, these people, they can they can be drawn within so much that they're studying more than they're actually like having sex or being some type of hunter or hunting down prey to be sexual and stuff like that. And reason being is they're afraid of themselves. They're afraid of what they can do to you. And this is not just physically with anger or violence or whatever the case may be. This is just period. Whether it's mentally wishing something on you, whether it's really just trying to avoid you because they don't want to pop off on you. And then it's just like when those types of things happen, then the anger can build, the frustration can build because they're doing all that they can to refrain from doing something that is evil or whatever the case may be. And these people, they've been through shit. You understand what I'm saying? Like 8th house people have been through shit. And this is why they know themselves so well to the point where they're a step ahead of a lot of people. They understand people well. And because they've been through shit, they feel like, okay, is this going to be another one of those scenarios where I have to rip this person to shreds, or I gotta not shrink myself, but sometimes just bite the bullet because I know how these things tend to end up. You know what I'm saying? And it's not like they're terrible friends or whatever the case may be. They can make great friends, but it's just like somewhere down the line, the loyalty doesn't get reciprocated back to them the way that they intended it to be, or the way that they feel it should be. You know what I mean? They feel like they're wronged in most situations when it comes to relationships that could be reciprocated, because there's a sense of loyalty with eighth house people. All right, eighth house people deals with the aftermath of relationships. So it's like these people want to stick it out the long haul when they are passionate about people, when they are, especially if you got like a Mars in the eighth house, they're passionate about the people that they love, and they will go to the end of the road for you. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like at the same time, and this is what it is, right? This is what it is. On, I would say, regular relationships, like, you know, your friends, stuff like that with eighth house people, right? It's like they get into it eventually, and then they're like, oh man, I didn't mean for this to happen, or whatever the case may be. And then when it comes to romantic relationships, with eighth house people, they are great at sabotaging the relationship before it gets to flourish. So what they do is they base a future scenario without you, like they put it on you without it even happening yet. So it's like worst case scenario. They always prepare for the worst case scenario, and this is what it is, right? And this is like regular friendships and romantic relationships. It's like this, yo. There's a transformation that has to take place, where there's going to be a loss and there's going to be a gain. And the repetitive cycle of these eighth house people going through that shit prepares them, and they're just like, yo, you know what? I'm going to either get the shit end of the stick in this relationship, or they're going to get the shit end of the stick. And I'm speaking as an eighth house person, I'm not going to feel like I really did this person dirty, but for whatever reason that is out of my control, they're going to feel like I did them dirty. They're going to feel like I'm a scorpion, like I just stabbed them, I just stung them, and the relationship ends. You know what I'm saying? And then after a while, it's just like, you know what? They're not even hurt by it anymore. They're not bothered by it anymore. They're just trying to stay to themselves and get into their studies. And this is what I mean. And this is probably more along the lines of an evolved eighth house person, is where they're going to get into meticulously get into their studies and study the mind, because they're going to be intrigued, especially if you got like a Mercury in the eighth house. They're going to be intrigued by why people behave like that. And it's going to be their own experiences that drive them to do more research about this shit. Like, why do these humans do this human shit? And they get to studying, They're always suspicious. Like, let's say a Mercury in the eighth house. They're always suspicious about human behavior. So they're watching you. They are being investigative when it comes to you. They're also great at managing money. You know what I'm saying? So, and this is relatively with all planets that are in the eighth house. If you got Venus there, okay, they may splurge and they may run the credit up mad high, whatever the case may be, but they still have the ability to be like financial managers. And it's kind of like some like trial and error shit that could go on there, to the point where they're like, oh, I figured this shit out now, I'll see how this goes. But it's like they won't understand fully what it is with this managing money, because eighth house rules over other people's resources, until they fuck up the bag a few times, and then they're like, oh, okay, I'm learning now, I got this shit, I'm gonna do this, that, and the third. Next thing you know, they might be working in banks or doing crypto or somewhere along the lines of that. You know what I mean? Very good money managers with the sun in the eighth house. They'll have the determination to earn a lot of money. It won't be necessarily them managing it. They'll want to earn a lot of money, and they probably will do so because the willpower is there, right? And at the same time, they'll want to like rule over the significant other's resources and all of that too. The family's resources and all of that. And this is really for like any planet that's running through the eighth house. They're gonna want to be the boss of the family finances, the eighth house type finances. And with the sun, like if they got their sun there, they're gonna really probably overdo it, you know. And it's really iffy when the sun is there. I would say it's more risky with the sun there than it is with Mercury or Venus or Mars, because with the sun there, they could actually depend on another person to manage the finances, because it's the eighth house. but that conflicts with the sun being there because the sun is about individuality. You know what I mean? So then they'll grab the reins and be like, you know what, you suck at this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this for you. I'm going to do this for the whole family. And nobody's going to touch anything and do nothing but me. And then that can possibly backfire because their ego is too involved, when in all actuality, they should negotiate and talk with people to work it out, even if they're not the brightest bulb in the box. Still negotiate with them, and if they can't handle the resources, then they gotta go seek professional help in order to do it. But it can be done, especially 8th house people. It's a money house. What do you want me to tell y'all? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like if Mercury is running through there, be cautious, because these people do hold grudges and they will plot on a time to get revenge on you. You know what I'm saying? Possibly, it may not happen, but let me tell you, it could happen. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be cautious of that. But their research skills are through the roof. Like you listen, they will pull your coat and show you something about it. Like they'll mirror some shit on you to where you got to look at yourself, and you might even be low key mad at them. Like, yo, why the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like at first you might be like, yo, you're trying to play me. You might be offended, but it's just like, it's introspective energy with the 8th house. So you get to looking at yourself and you're like, oh shit. A few days later, you're like, God damn it, that shit is really me, like, ain't it? So it's something that you got to take a look at that you probably just ain't up on. You know what I'm saying? Now these people, they'll fuck you on the first night too. Like, don't get it fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they feeling you, like if you that nigga, like if you the shit for real, like, you know what I'm saying? If you that bitch or whatever the case may be, man, like these motherfuckers will fuck you on the first night. You know what I'm saying? But you shouldn't get too hung up on that, because they're used to that. They're used to their sexuality being not just a weapon, but they're used to it being like a commodity. Like they're not stupid. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to that shit, like they know how sex moves people. Like I said, these people study the mind like a motherfucker. Like that's their thing. So being that they're sexual beings by nature, you can imagine how they correlate the two, and then they know how to use it. And a lot of the times you'll think they're using it against you. Half of the times they're using it to protect themselves as well, because they know people be all about sex. And then if you lose sight of, you know, the bigger bag and shit like that, like they're going to get turned off. You know what I'm saying? Like if you think it's just all about sex and you're going to forget about your goals, your aspirations, and stuff that you're supposed to be doing, they're going to get turned the fuck off. Another thing is, if you think it's just all sexual, you could lose them to a person who's more professional than yourself. Meaning, like, if there's an intellectual that comes across, yeah, you may be dicking them down, or she may be fucking the shit out of you, or whatever the case may be, but that intellectual can come across and be mind fucking her or him to the point where you've already lost and you don't even know. Especially if they're in pursuit of these individuals. Once they start pursuing an individual, and I don't care, I'm telling you, even if they're brainiacs and you can't even picture them like fucking them or whatever the case may be, if they're pursuing them for like mental, you know, relaxation or advice and stuff like that, man, it could get fucked up. It could be something. It could turn into something. You know what I'm saying? And again, their natural tendency to be jealous can be mirrored upon you, and then you start being jealous, and then the next thing you know, like you probably wasn't even like that from the beginning, but now you're like that because you see them slipping away, because something other than sex has grasped them. You know what I'm saying? Bringing up jealousy, though. These people can be jealous. They can be very jealous. They can be very possessive. They can be territorial, and they'll tell you, like they'll show it. Like it's hard for them not to show that shit. Is pretty much what I'm saying. And I'm not saying like they're gonna act out in public type shit. No. No. They'll pull your coat. They'll pull you to the side and shit. You know what I'm saying? They'll come in your inbox. They'll come in the bathroom on you. You know what I'm saying? Like they'll do shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But you will get approached and addressed about sneaky behavior that could be cheating or looks like cheating, about to be cheating or some shit like that. Yeah, they're gonna press you. And now it may be short lived to the point where you be like, they playing mind games. They don't really give a fuck about me. You know what I'm saying? And That might be a defense mechanism of theirs. You know what I'm saying? And if it is a defense mechanism being used, it's because, like I said, they've been through this time and time again. They have a track record of this. So they're the type of people that are getting prepared to fix you up or destroy you for someone else. That's the bottom line. You may even hear them communicate that to you, like, yo, I'm just gonna fucking fix you up for the next person, ain't I? Like, all right, well, here it goes, whatever the case may be. And if they say something like that, or if you pick up on an indication like that, then this is how you know that they're smart, they're experienced, they have wisdom. You know what I'm saying? And that they're okay with who they are. So you may be wondering, like, damn, man, that's some sad shit. Like, but this is why eighth house people really long for longevity and someone to hold on to, because they feel like they're always going to be left alone because of their natural tendency of where they are in life, where they are on the zodiac wheel. So you got to understand, and this goes for any house, right, that rules over a particular thing. You know what I'm saying? If you meet second house people, for example, they're going to show you how to get some money. They're going to show you where the money is at. You understand what I'm saying? Third house people are going to teach you how to communicate effectively. You know what I'm saying? See all sides of stories and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And not rule things out. So same thing applies to eighth house people. There's going to be a death, a transformation of some sort that flips you around, turns you around. So if you're thinking longevity with an eighth house person, you got to be able to go through ups and downs and fluctuations repeatedly. There is no smooth sailing. There's gonna be some of that. And you gotta be prepared for that. And I know, especially in these times, I be seeing it now. People be like, yo, I just want to chill. I don't want to argue. I don't want to fight. I want to do this. I don't want to do that. If you're not doing that type of stuff with an eighth house person in some type of way, then it's not even real. It's not working. Somebody's holding back completely. All right? Something is gonna come up to the point where you're gonna have a quarrel, and it's gonna build you. It's meant to build you, or it might break you. Don't get it fucked up. It might break you, and if it breaks you, it's because you're being ignorant. I'm gonna just keep it official with you. You're being the ignorant one. It's not them. Like I told you, they're being them. They're wise, especially. So if y'all are young, if y'all teenagers watching this, young 20s, y'all might not get it yet. You know what I'm saying? Eighth house people included, you might not get it yet. But when they get up past the Saturn return and all that, and trust me, they done been around the block a few times. They already know this shit like the back of their hand. So they might even tell you, look, this is how the relationship is going to go. I like you. I'm feeling you. You know what I'm saying? I don't want you to get too crazy. I ain't going to get too crazy on you. Just tell me the truth. What you doing? You got another bitch. Let me know. Right? And you're going to be like, yo, fuck, what's up with you? Like, yo, I know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? It's like they know. They got this deep knowing. It's eighth house shit. You know what I'm saying? They got this deep knowing. They know how people are. You're not going to pull a fast one on them. Sure, they might be suspicious a bit more than they have to. Like I said, like they may end the relationship before it even begins. There might just be a way for you to live happily ever after, but they might fuck that shit up. So suspicion can get the best of them sometimes. However, a lot of the times, because they know themselves so well, they probably know they're going to fuck something up. But not to the point where they're going to want to kill you or whatever the case may be. It's just like, yo, we had to experience this so you can move on, so I can move on. They get more comfortable within themselves because they get to, take more time to study and be in their studies. Like Sun in the eighth house, they're going to be into metaphysics, things that are metaphysical and stuff like that, And they could really thrive in that area and become who they're supposed to be. They might even link up and hook up with people who are in that same department of occult practices and stuff like that, because at least they get them. At least they'll know the type of drama, trauma, emotional uploads, downloads, and spirituality that can come with that. And these people may seem boring. So this is a way to even last longer with eighth house people. They may seem boring after a while. They might have turned you on with this whole sexual thing going on and stuff like that. And then later on, you find out how much of an intellectual they are or how much of a deep study they are. And then you're like, yo, they boring as fuck. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to tell you like this, man, from experience. The more laps around the sun that you have, the more you're going to get turned on by knowledge, the more you're going to get turned on by the metaphysical, the more you're going to get turned on by the unknown and the things that are secrets that only some know and others don't know, only because they choose not to know. They're ignorant, they don't care. They just want to go to the football games, get fucking blasted, and do dumb shit. And that's their prerogative, right? But should you be the one who says, I did all of that, now I want to get over here and do all of that, you will find those eighth house people intriguing, seasoned, professional, good at what they do, great at piecing information together, connecting the dots, being investigators. They'll find some shit out that you probably need to know. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not even going to drag this shit no more. Get in the comment section if you want me to extend, like if you got a question that hasn't been answered in this. You know what I'm saying? And I'll do that. I'll answer it. But for now, at least, this is all I got on 8th house people. All right, I'm out.